Good morning, everyone. It's the morning after 2018 elections, and I'm a little depressed, so I want to liven up my life a little today and forget about the elections last night. I'm going to be making stuffed grape leaves today. I love making these, and I know my mom's not happy that she's in Florida and I'm doing this today, so I'm going to make them again in a few weeks. But anyway, I buy these grape leaves at Randazzo. You can get them at a lot of different stores, especially ethnic stores, but Randazzo carries these and they're great. The hardest part of this whole job is getting them out. See how they stuff them in there? This is one little rolled up pack of them, and that was another one. You want to get them separated and put them in ice cold tap water and let them soak to get the brine that they're packed in off of it. And I am so excited for dinner today, I can't even tell you. So I am gonna start getting everything prepared, and I will check back in with you in a few minutes. Okay guys, just to give you a little update, I've got my ground beef, 2 pounds, and 2 cups of rice, uncooked but washed. You want to get all the starch off of it. Right now I've got my parsley in there. I went to my store, they didn't have any fresh parsley. I was disappointed, so I put in a half a bottle of parsley flakes. Actually probably about this, I just bought this because they didn't have fresh, but I used about 2/3 of that. This is dill. I'm chopping it up, it's fresh dill. And then I'm going to put in some cilantro, maybe about a half of this bag. Also, they didn't have fresh mint, so I'm using some of my mint flakes and a little bit of oregano. And I got my lemons, so I will show you in a bit what's going on. So what I have going on here is I have my 2 pounds of ground beef with 2 cups of rice. You want small grain if you can get it. This is medium. You don't really want to use long grain rice. I put in some olive oil, a half a lemon juice, parsley, dill, cilantro, oregano, 1½ onions, 1 Vidalia and a half of red onion, fresh diced up garlic, salt, pepper, allspice, some turmeric, and some cinnamon. And mix it up well with my egg, and then I'll be ready to start rolling my little cigars of grape leaves. So I'm back now. I'm sitting at the kitchen table watching TV while I roll my grape leaves. Couple of tips here. Number 1, you want the vein side of the grape leaves up, the shiny side down. Number 2, you take your cooking shears, as I have here, and if you see, they have stems connected to them. You want to cut those off like I did here. Then there's a variance in sizes of grape leaves. Now this happens to be a real big one, so I put about an even teaspoon of meat mixture. This one's a small one, so it'll probably get like a half a teaspoon of meat mixture. You want to roll them not loose and not too tight, because when the rice expands, as you know, then the meat and everything inside expands and it'll pop your grape leaves, so you'll have a hole and make a mess. So do them fairly tight, but not like a cigarette. And I don't smoke. So I got my bowl of grape leaves here. You place them on a mat and you snip it off, put the meat in and roll them up. And this is going to take me a while, so I'm watching a movie while I do it. I'll let you know when I'm about done with these. It'll be a while. Okay, you guys, I wanted to give you a couple more tips. When you lay these out like this, you want to do 4 or 6 at a time. You lay them out flat with the vein side up. You snip off all the stems
and then you place your meat on each one, and then you just roll 4 or 5 or 6 at a time. It makes it go a lot faster than trying to do one at a time. You know, some people might ask, Jeff, I'm Lebanese, my grandma didn't make them that way. Or Jeff, my mom was from Turkey, she didn't make them that way. All the different countries have different versions. Turkey, Iraq, the Arabs, the Greeks, the Lebanese, they all have different ways. Well, guess what? This is Jeff's German way. Basically what I do is I take the things I like from each recipe and combine them. That's what I do with all my cooking. I don't go with one way. If I like it, I do it, and I combine it all. So this is, yeah, Jeff's American German grape leaves. And it is 3 o'clock already, and I gotta have these done by 6 o'clock for dinner when Heidi gets home, so I better get to it. Yep, just make sure you have the vein side up and roll them like you would a cigarette. I thought maybe I would try and show you how you do this. So I still didn't hire a cameraman because nobody wants to work just for food, but I'm trying different ways of putting me on film doing this stuff. I might be able to get a tripod or something, I'm not sure. But anyway, so you want to put your meat like that in a roll, and then you take the bottom, wrap it up over, give it one twirl, then you take the sides to the edge of the meat and roll it up on both sides. And this happens to be a very big grape leaf, so I put quite a bit of rice and meat in it, and then continue to roll it up. And like I said before, you don't want it too tight and you don't want it too loose, because if it's too loose and you're cooking them, they'll fall apart, and you don't want that. So there's an example. Roll it up once or twice, and then tuck the sides in, and then continue rolling it, and then lay it on in the pot, seam side. Back at my last video, and I look pretty rough. I'm going deer hunting next week for 5-6 days, and I've been growing out my beard and my hair. But anyway, so I only made about a third of them so far because I'm running out of time. It's almost 4:30 now, and I got to cook them. So what you do is you pour in some olive oil in the bottom of your pan, take some of your small or ripped grape leaves and line the whole bottom with them. Then you cut up lemons and limes. If you only want lemon, that's fine. And you lay those out, and then you start laying out your grape leaves on top of that. Okay? So I will show you when I get these all ready and pour in the liquids and things like that. Oh, also between the layers of the grape leaves, you want to put a little salt, a little pepper, and drizzle some olive oil. Then put your next layer and do the same thing. Okay. Okay, so now I have the grape leaves in. There's 2 stacks, and I counted them. There's about 56. I didn't quite use a third of my grape leaves and meat, so I'm going to be able to make about close to 200 of them. But the rest I'm going to do tomorrow morning because I ran out of time today. So you stack them up, and when you do the second row, you got to do them the opposite of what the first row is. You don't want them perpendicular to each other. Then for the juice, use some chicken stock, fresh lemon, and agua. So I put about half of this container. If I would have filled the whole pot, I would have used the whole thing. And then about a cup or so of lemon juice. And then what you do is you take a plate, you Put it in there upside down. Then continue to fill with water till it just comes above the plate. Sorry, it's hard to do things and film at the same time. So you can see I'm just above the plate. And then you take 1 or 2 heavy cans of food, you know, some vegetable or something, and put it on the plate. You don't want the grape leaves floating in the water when they're boiling and cooking. And what you do is you boil them. Once it starts bubbling, you turn the heat down and simmer them for about 45 minutes to an hour, and they'll be done. So I'll show you what they're like in about an hour. Okay, so here's the finished product. There's about 56 of these for Heidi and I for dinner tonight. And as our placemats say, be thankful. I am very thankful for these grape leaves. Tomorrow I'm going to be making another 100 to 150 more of them tomorrow. I just did a batch for dinner tonight. My next adventure, I'm going deer hunting next Tuesday up north for 5-6 days, and hopefully I'll be smoking and making jerky out of my venison. But I plan on doing some stuffed cabbage rolls, and what else do I want to do? I don't know. But anyway, there you got it. And like I always say, if you want me to come over and show you the ropes, I will. Bye for now.